I deleted all of my social media for 30 days. Honestly, I thought I'd be miserable. I pictured myself bored, totally disconnected, and just counting the seconds until I could log back in. But what actually happened was the complete opposite. It unlocked a level of focus, connection, and just straight-up freedom I never knew was possible. The person who started this challenge is not the same person you see today, and I'm going to show you exactly how it all went down. For years, my phone was the first thing I grabbed in the morning, and the last thing I looked at before bed. My weekly screen time report was a horror story. Hours would just vanish into the endless scroll. I was consuming thousands of pieces of other people's lives, their vacations, their job promotions, their perfect-looking families. But I wasn't creating anything in my own. It wasn't one big dramatic moment that made me quit. It was a slow burn of feeling anxious, distracted, and like my own life was happening somewhere else. I'd be at dinner with my best friends, but I wasn't really there. The second I had a free moment, my thumb would start twitching for an app. The global average for daily social media use is around 2 hours and 24 minutes, and I knew I was way past that. I felt like I was trapped by an algorithm designed to keep me hooked, and I just wanted my time back. So, I decided to run an experiment. 30 days, cold turkey. No Instagram, no Facebook, no TikTok. I was bracing for a month of pure boredom. I could not have been more wrong. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The first few days were rough. The withdrawal was real. My brain felt like it was short-circuiting. I'd pick up my phone and my thumb would instinctively swipe to an empty space on my home screen. The silence was deafening. Every red light, every minute waiting for my coffee to brew, felt like an eternity. The urge to just know what was going on, that fear of missing out, was intense. This is when I had to face a hard truth. I was using social media to run away from boredom. And now, there was nowhere to run. So I had to fill the time. It was clumsy at first. I literally paced around my apartment. But then, I started actually doing things. I cleaned out that one junk drawer I'd been avoiding for a year. I finally picked up a book that had been collecting dust on my nightstand. I went for a walk and left my phone at home. It felt weird, almost unnatural, but it was the beginning of my brain starting to rewire itself. Around day 10, something clicked. The constant, nagging urge to check my phone started to fade. And the boredom I was so scared of, it started to feel less like a void and more like space. For the first time in what felt like forever, my mind was quiet. Without the constant flood of notifications and other people's opinions, I could finally hear my own thoughts. My productivity went through the roof. That quick check that always turned into a 45-minute scroll session was gone. I could focus on my work with an intensity I hadn't felt in years. And this isn't just a feeling. Studies have shown that multitasking by switching between work and social media can slash your productivity by up to 40%. I started sleeping better too. Instead of staring at a blue light screen, which messes with your melatonin, I was reading an actual book. I fell asleep faster and woke up feeling rested. The final week brought the biggest changes. I realized that social media gave me the illusion of connection, but it was actually keeping me from having real, deep relationships. Without it, I had to be intentional. If I wanted to see how a friend was doing, I had to actually call them. We got coffee. We had long conversations where nobody was secretly glancing at a phone. It was like I was learning what real friendship felt like all over again. But the biggest revelation of all was the feeling of freedom. Freedom from the constant comparison. Freedom from the pressure to perform for an audience. Freedom from the anxiety of missing out on something. By unplugging from the highlight reels of thousands of other people, I finally got to plug back into my own life. I picked up new hobbies. I was more present with my family. I felt a sense of calm and self-confidence that no amount of likes could ever give me. So, did quitting social media literally save my life? Well, it gave me my real life back. If you're feeling drained, distracted, or like you're watching life from the sidelines, here are the biggest things I learned. First, boredom isn't the enemy. It's where creativity and self-reflection finally have room to grow. Second, real connection takes effort. It doesn't happen through a screen. It happens when you genuinely show up for the people in your life. And third, your time and your attention are the most valuable things you own. Stop giving them away for free to platforms that are designed to profit from them. Look, I'm not saying everyone needs to delete their accounts forever, but this whole experiment proved to me that we have way more control than we think. I have slowly let social media back into my life, but our relationship has completely changed. The apps are buried in a folder, all notifications are off, and I use it with a purpose, instead of letting it use me. So, now I want to hear from you. What's the one thing that's holding you back from trying a little digital detox? Let me know in the comments.